Running this pub can get very confusing for James. He doesn't just hear words, he also tastes them.
I see a customer, if I know his name, I instantly get the taste of his name. There's somebody that comes in here that tastes of wet nappies. But it isn't that strong. I mean, it's not nice, and it doesn't sound very nice, but it's not that strong a flavour, therefore it doesn't affect me as much as, say, Derek would. I mean, I don't find Derek offensive because it's earwax, but because it's very, very strong.
Think he was good at it.
James has no control over which taste is linked with which word.
The problems I have are, I mean, somebody will come in, they then order, say, a pint of that. I get the bacon rind taste. They then order a packet of roasted nuts. I don't get roasted nuts, I get some sort of peculiar burnt meat taste. They then pay with a fiver, from which I get a taste of strawberry jam sandwiches. Very, very specific. I then have to give them the change. Change invariably tastes of processed cheese, cheesy taste.
In everyday conversation, he is bombarded with flavours.
This is not the whole thing. I mean, we know for the fact that that's... the other thing is right. Yeah, it's on double, and then...
His synesthesia can even set off a battle between real flavours and the ones that are triggered by words.
Somebody says something to me, they're talking to me. I can be doing this, but whatever they've said, I'll get the flavour. The flavour will come in, and I'm sitting here listening to or tasting flavours while looking at this, smelling, then it's the conflict. So somebody's saying, do you like this? And then I get a strong taste of yoghurt. I find it very difficult to sit there preparing sausages and bacon and eggs when I'm getting yoghurt and chocolate taste and everything over the top of it. It makes me feel horrible.
So what would work well for you if you had to spend more time in the kitchen?
No, I'm getting confused though, all these smells and stuff.
Yeah.
Is good.
Do you want to go get a breath of fresh air?
Would that be all right?
Actually, yeah, of course it's all right.
So
Yeah.
it's just all the smells.
No, it's fine, yeah, just go take a
I
time.
can't get these out of my head.
Okay.
Oh. What's all right?
For decades, synesthesia baffled the scientific community, and no one could quite believe it was real. Having established a genetic link, scientists have now set out to discover what environmental influences might be shaping each person's synesthesia. Clues to those environmental influences might come from the mind of James and from his ability to taste words.
Covent Garden, it's chocolate, crinkly chocolate. Edgware Road is it's a sausage flavour, very slight sausage flavour. Russell Square, it's celery with toffee.
Today, he's on his way to take part in a research project which will look for any experiences in his life that might have shaped these bizarre associations.
Quite nice, that. It's like a melted fruit gum.
Dr. Jamie Ward is a neuropsychologist who's been studying James for the past 2 years. He's found that James consistently links the same words with the same tastes. Now he wants to discover if there's a pattern to those links which may explain how they were first formed.
Thanks for coming in today, James. What I'd like to go through with you is the particular taste that you get in response to some words. So I'm just going to read aloud some words, and if you just describe to me the best you can any taste that you might get for them. Is that okay?
Yep, fine.
Let's start with the word might.
I get a strong Marmite flavour.
What about the word wipe?
Why? That's Marmite again.
Okay.
It's very weak. So it's different from the other Marmite taste, but it's still
Right.
Marmite.
Right, so what you're saying is that both the word might and wipe have the taste of Marmite.
They do, yeah.
Okay, well that's interesting, because both of these words obviously have particular sounds in common. So let's try another word that sounds similar. What about the word light?
Yeah, that's Marmite again, with lots of butter this time.
What's really interesting about this is that it suggests that there's a structure to his synesthesia. It's not just arbitrary associations between words and tastes, but there is in fact a structure and a shape to this, which might tell us a little bit about how it's come about and about how it's actually wired in.
But Dr. Ward has also noticed another pattern, which may explain how James's connections between words and tastes might have begun.
OK, let's try another word. What about 7?
It's nice, that. It tastes like... Well, the only way I can articulate it is it tastes like Spangles, which are sweets, Spangles sweets. But I mean, I haven't had one of those in years. But it's a sweet I used to have as a child.
That's interesting because it suggests that some of your taste experiences are not for things that you're currently eating in your diet. They're for things that you used to eat before.
Yeah.
Dr. Ward has found that James's synesthetic tastes are from his childhood. There are no associations with foods from later in his life, like olives or curry.
A lot of those flavours I've noticed are sort of things like tinned carrots and processed peas and...
Right.
Must have had a pretty awful diet, hasn't it?
Yes.
So what's perhaps happened in James is that in his childhood, during the process of vocabulary acquisition, there's kind of been a chaining between the sounds of words with the sounds of the names of food, going back down to the actual concrete experience of tasting that food.
What James shows is that childhood experience must be a vital environmental influence in shaping his synesthesia.